I'm 徐正。
姚敏、依林、玲玲、小轩、Macy.
We are
Good Parents.
We have chosen the Workplace by Facebook brief as our project. As the brief mentions, the way people work is changing and become more flexible, and we started to use the Workplace app as our main communication tool on online platforms. By relating to relevant literature, we found out there can be various meanings for workplace, and communications within the workplace is very important. Therefore, our final goal is to research how does people communicate in the workplace, as well as research the current forms of workplace.
The increasing use of technology have changed the way how people interact with each other, and online communication platforms become a common way for communication nowadays. One of the most obvious skills for digital workforce is by using technology to achieving the desired outcomes of tasks, which is referred as digital fluency. However, it's important that we not only understand workplace by the definition of an online communication tool, but also as a physical environment where people interact with each other in a common workspace.
The reason we did the review is to critical think about the brief, because in the brief there are so many strengths mentioned, but it has to be proved by the user experience, which is the review. So we checked 27 reviews in the Apple Store in the UK and tried to divide them into positive reviews and negative reviews. We found there are more positive reviews than the negative reviews, but at the same time we realized the evaluation of the review is too broad, so we should set more systematic evaluation for the reviews in order to evaluate the Workplace app. The purpose of the trail is to know more and understand about the functions of Workplace app, to understand what has been digitalized and what has not been digitalized, what are the legs and the strengths of the Workplace app. So we used the Workplace app for at least 3 weeks. We found the design of the Workplace app function is based on the Facebook and the Facebook Messenger. The computer-based functions have been digitalized, such as group posts, uploading files, and so on.
In order to have a comprehensive understanding of workplace and critical thinking for brief, we want to evaluate Workplace app through content analysis, because we consider the user experience to be most direct feedback on Workplace app usage. Firstly, to understand the definition of workplace in different academic studies, we take a closer look at literature on workplace as environment and summarize 6 keywords. We established 9 coding atoms to provide a more comprehensive understanding of Workplace app and how it's evaluated as workplace in communications term. After observing 25 reviews from Apple Store, researcher 1 Xu Zhen develops the codebook and submits it to coder 1 Chen Xiaoxuan and coder 2 Yang Ming. Coder 1 is the main coder, and coder 2 is responsible for 30% coding of the same content and compares the coding results to ensure the objectivity of coding. As of February 12th, we have selected 73 reviews from Apple Store and Google Play, including 27 reviews from Apple Store and 46 reviews from Google Play. After a quick scan of 20 reviews, Coder 1 and Coder 2 modify the codebook, which includes the review ID, the tone of a review, the type of key issues about workplace, the delivery of key issues about workplace, the level of relevance of workplace, the length of review, the use of punctuation, the stars, and the representation of review. According to the table, most users find Workplace app useful. It can be seen from tone, star, and other coding atoms. This is consistent with a 4.8 star composite score. However, due to the millions of downloads, the review cannot reflect that the app is really useful or easy to use. Therefore, there is no guarantee that our research results can truly evaluate the app comprehensively. So, we modify codebook again and do coding only for Apple Store in the United States, which has more than 20,000 of reviews.
After we have identified studies on workplace and communications in the workplace, we want to know how people communicate in the common workplace, which is in most cases to learn about the communication. In order to better understand the state of people's working communications in this environment, we decided to use the recording. At 12 p.m. on February 19th, we come to Atwood Library and randomly select 5 groups that are meeting in the group room. After explaining the ethnic issues and our research and obtaining the permission of people being recorded, we leave the recording device and make a 10-minute recording. When the recording is over, we retrieve the device. All the recordings were analyzed. We conduct statistics and analysis of the behaviors in the recording. especially the behaviors related to communications. We count the number of key issues and actions in the recording, such as laughter, applause, pauses, pitch changes, theme changes, and the number of agreed or disagreed words. Those items mean the way of how they communicate. The collection of this data raises further questions about how workplace communications online differ from workplace communications in the daily life. How are they represented? This point will be further explored in the future study.
We will take a closer look at workplace in March and April, focusing on both efficiency and communication by further modification of codebook and reviews. In addition, we will invite 15 students in Leeds University as participants to get involved in our experiments as focus groups, in which we will divide them into 3 groups. In those groups, the participants are required to answer one same question in 20 minutes. Group A will be the first control group, which is non-digital. We will only provide paper and pens to the participants. Group B will be the research group, both digital and non-digital. The participants will be allowed to use all technical devices, a computer with the workplace app logged in, and paper and pens. Group C will be the second control group, only digital, which includes all technical devices, but the participants will be asked to work together back to back, and when they talk to each other orally, we can see whether their conversation is about their task or how to use workplace apps. By digital, we mean technical devices and office communication software installed in them, but we will focus on one application, Workplace by Facebook. In the experiment, we will observe on the way they communicate with each other and how long did they reach a result or not. We will make a chat group of 6 and let the participants of each group use the account on Workplace app. One of the accounts will still be used in our group members in order to observe their conversation in chat group of Workplace app in real time. After a week, we will interview the volunteers of 3 groups separately based on the analysis of data from the focus groups. The interview question will focus on how they communicate with each other about their works and efficiency, and will compare the difference of the answers from participants from different workplace apps.